In this day and age where masculinity is labeled to toxic masculinity just for what it is becoming an issue day by day for a lot of males. That's the reason I wanted to make this video and talk about why having strong male bonds is important for us men. This is directly correlated to your self-improvement journey, which I will explain to you on how it will benefit your personal development. To start off, when you have your strong male bonds, when you have a group or a tribe of men, you keep each other accountable always. Now, what I mean is, if you know, or if you have, for example, told your friends, yeah, I'm going to start hitting the gym, or I'm planning to go gym these many times of the day in the week, you will have your friends ask you whenever you catch up, hey bro, did you go for this or go for that? That's accountability. Or for example, you do something wrong, or something that you didn't know was wrong, but of course your friends have pointed it out to you. They're making you accountable for it. They make you accountable for the mistakes, and they always keep you in check. This is one of the reasons why it can help you in self-improvement. Because when you have male friends talking to you, or asking you, or telling you certain things where you're supposed to be accountable for, it helps a lot. For example, if I see one of my friends, they're gaining weight, alright. Of course, they prior to not having any medical history or anything like that. If it's due to something that you can't do anything about, it's okay, it's understandable. But, for example, you've seen him slack off. You'd go and tell them, yeah, bro, like, you're slacking off a bit, I think you should, lay off the fats and all of that, lay off the junk food a little bit. Or don't party as much, don't drink as much, whatever it is. But you got to keep them accountable and they keep you accountable. The second reason is motivation and inspiration. When you see friends around you or the group around you doing well in aspects of their life, but you would also like to do well, it inspires you, it motivates you. For example, if I see a friend or an old friend who works in a good corporate job, when you get to sit with them, you understand, okay, this is how the corporate world is. It inspires you to probably apply for a company like that, or probably gain the soft skills or the hard skills to be in an environment like that. Because you're like, wow, he's dealing with so many people, talking to so many people, relationships, this much work he has, workload and stuff like that. It inspires you. Or you see friends around you into fitness, very basic, right? And they're like, oh, even I should get into fitness. Why not? Because you see them taking care of their body. Or you have some who take care of themselves in general, who like to smell good. They wear good dresses. They have nice t-shirts, nice jeans. You see how they take care of their body or the way they speak to people. There's so many things. And when you have strong masculine personalities like that around you, it's very helpful. I would say that it makes the journey not easier, but it's just so much better to have a guide like that when you're surrounded by strong men like that around you, who you can be motivated from, inspired from. The best part is that you can always check in with them, So a male friendship like that, where you can check in with each other, once a week or whatever it is, it's very important. So you should be around people like that, who you're checking in with, and they're checking in with you. Could be about anything like, hey, bro, like, how are you doing? Hope all is well. That's it. But to just have the presence around is very important. Then lastly, I would go on to say, as males, having that bond or that group around you where you can be vulnerable or emotional around with them. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not supposed to be emotional in general. That's what I mean. But there's a different level of comfort when you are vulnerable around the men that you have in your group. And it's so much better because you can talk to them about your emotions and whatever very freely. There's no judgment. That's the best part, right? You have them helping you out because as a man, only a man can understand the masculine issues that we deal with or the life that we deal with. Doesn't mean that others are not capable, but a man to man, they would know exactly what I'm talking about. When there are family issues going on, when you have issues with your girlfriend, when there's so many things like that happening at a workplace, for example, we don't come back to your family and complain about it. Maybe a little bit, fair enough, but you always have to try to not make it the center point. Don't bring your work issues at home. But with men, you can, with your other male friends. When you go out with them for a drink, or you're at the gym working out with them, or you just go for a road trip, go for a staycation, whatever it is. That time you can talk about it to them. And the best part is, the solutions that they give are very logical. As men, we are rational, biologically. So bringing more rational perspective into such complex issues that we have to deal with is why you need to have strong male bonds. And this is strictly going to help you for self-improvement, trust me. Now, it would be stupid for me to not share my personal experiences because then it would be like, this guy's just blabbering shit. He's not feeling what we are feeling right now. Man, like, trust me, bro, I was there. In not a very good place until I realized that why I need to have strong male bonds around me, why I need to have strong masculine people around me, especially a group or a tribe, like I said. It's just a different feeling. This doesn't mean that you rely on them to be a big boss or an alpha, right? Like, it shouldn't be that just because you're around them, you feel like the man. No. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, they help you to improve and to become a man yourself, even when you're alone. Those bonds are very important, right? So in my experience, before I got into working out or got into self-improvement in general, I always was surrounded by male friends mainly. I personally didn't have an interest to keep like as many female friends around. Maybe a very few, but my main friendship group was just males. And the problem with that is it was only males, but not in the sense like just strong males. It was like all kinds, right? So it was very conflicting that, okay, there's a big group, for example, a big group of friends I have, and maybe not all are directly helping me to become a better person or a better man that I want to become, right? So slowly took time. And when I discovered self-improvement through gym and all, I realized, okay, what kind of people I need to be surrounded around and why strong male bond is important, right? It helped me to be more outgoing. Now, what I mean is when I started reconnecting with my friends after understanding why this is an important aspect, right? I started reconnecting with those strong masculine people. especially those groups. And I realized, okay, wow, this is what I was missing out on. As simple as just going out with them. I was like, okay, wow, it just unlocks that thing in you which you have become tolerant of. This is what I meant in the start by how they are making masculinity do toxic masculinity when they're making us men just tolerant of everything. But when you go around with those people who I'm talking about, those strong male bonds when you have that group, it's a different feeling. It's like you're unlocking back the power that you're supposed to be having, keeping you accountable, making you assertive, it makes you confident, right? Like you don't think twice or thrice. You're like, oh, look, like these friends of mine, the way they're behaving around in social contexts, it's very different than I would have behaved. But they help you realize, okay, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is what it is. You understand and realize a lot of things when you're out like that, right? So it was a big part of my confidence. And I'm not saying that I was built with zero confidence, no, or nothing like that. I myself I've been told that, yeah, Rahul, you're like a strong personality, or you are a friend that, we look up to, and we want to be like that in certain areas of life. I've got that a lot of times, even before. But I just, like I said, there's always a spectrum, right? From weak to strong. And maybe, yeah, I wasn't that strong back then, but then discovering strong male bonds, I was like, okay, now it's just enhancing it. It's just improving it for me. Now, the other thing is, you don't have to be like ashamed of having like male bonds and stuff like that, yeah? Don't be like, oh, like I should only have girls around me, or like female friends around me, and I shouldn't have that many male friends and stuff like that. There's no stereotype as such of if you're seen around with more women, it's different, and when you're seen around with more men, it's different. There's nothing like that. It's all in your stupid head. That's like the biggest issue there. Don't think of it like that. Instead, be like, yeah, that I need to have strong male bonds, because like what else is better than having accountability? Like I said in the beginning, you won't get that accountability anywhere else. So why you want to stereotype and think that the society is like making you feel like shit if you just have like male friends and not female friends? There's nothing like that. It's all in your stupid head. Other than that, this was something that I really thought about. So it derives from communication and a strong male bond. A man should be able to take criticism from his male friends. It shouldn't be in a way that he feels like retaliating or his ego gets hurt about it. No. If you have strong male bonds, you would understand, yeah, that these people are telling something to me for my benefit. That's how it is communicated, right? And they tend to speak rationally most of the times. So it shouldn't be that you take criticism in a bad way. For example, when I started working out at that time, I had gone to the gym with one of my close friends, and he told me, bro, like you're doing your reps too quick. Like slow down. You're not giving enough time for the exercise. Like you're too quick with your reps, right? A man with a big ego, or essentially a weak man, would be like, he would take it too hard. He'd be like, bro, why are you saying that, Not even say it, but don't take it nice. But a strong man who's trying to learn would be like, yeah, okay, makes sense, bro. Ask him question, like, bro, what can I do to like slow down? Do I maybe reduce the weight? Not ego lift as much? Not put a higher weight and then not be able to rep it at a normal, stable speed? Ask that question. And I did. And I understood, yeah, maybe I was lifting more than I was supposed to, because I was like, yeah, progressive overload, hypertrophy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even doing my reps properly. So what's the point? The mind to muscle connection is down the drain. So what am I lifting for? It's like I'm working on my tricep, but I'm not even, there's no mind and muscle connection to it. It's just wasting my time doing repetitions without gaining the optimal benefit of it, literally. Now, a lot of these concepts can, of course, be like, you can read about these things, you'll find a lot, But I've recently completed this book, The Way of a Superior Man. And in that book, there are these, it's not based entirely on like male bonds, but the few things that the book talks about, which I really want to mention here is, I've written this down earlier as well. So it focuses on brotherhood and support. There's a part of it where it talks about the brother and support. So it basically says how we men can support each other on the journey. When there's a sense of brotherhood, like, bro, I'm trying to do this, now I'm trying to get into this hobby, or bro, I'm trying to go travel here. You have that support between strong male bonds. Like, yeah, bro, let's do it, Like I said, inspiration, motivation. It's there. Then you have, like I said, the accountability, right? You can literally challenge your friends to become better versions of themselves. Like I said, right? If I see your friend, okay, he's gained a little bit of weight recently, I'm like, bro, go hit the gym or take care of a diet or something. Be honest to them. You get your emotional support. Like I said, you can be open, you can be vulnerable around them. Again, not that I'm saying you can't be vulnerable in general, but in a male setting with your group, it's a whole different case. With zero judgment is what I'm talking about. Because essentially, there's this book which also has spoken about this. I read this long back. It's called, I think, No More Mr. Nice Guy. And everyone is going to jump now in the comments saying, oh, this book is toxic. It's about this and how a man should be a blah, blah. No, the book is not about that. If you haven't read that book, I'm sorry, you really need to. It's nothing like misogynistic and all of that. It's very simple about how a man should think logically. And in that book, the author has covered one part saying why you should be surrounded around safe people. And your strong male bonds are simply your safe people. That's all. You can be vulnerable around them. You can be open with your feelings, family problems, girlfriend problems. I know a lot of, relationships are like that. You cannot do anything. Inevitably, even your male friendships will have issues, right? Ego clashing between all the men, all that stuff. But we surely can arise to conflict resolution, yeah? So, of course, these things are inevitable in any relationship fight, but when you have your safe people and you can talk to them about these things, it's very important. Lastly, in The Way of the Superior Man, he talks about shared activities and rituals. So, doing things together, like I mentioned earlier, going to the gym, for example, going on a road trip, even as going out for a dinner, or you people all are on a self-improvement journey. Yeah, bro, let's start meditating. Bro, I read this book. I recommend this book. Let's read this book together. Bro, watch this video, bro. From Andrew Huberman. Watch this video. Or watch this video from Hamza. Or watch this video from Jay Shetty. Whoever it is. Literally, me and my friend Paris, I don't know if I should take his name, but I'm taking it. He's the first friend I have that I've mentioned openly because I think he won't have an issue with this. So me and Pars, literally, there was a time, I think few months back, we were talking like about podcasts, yeah. And he used to send me podcasts of Jay Shetty. I used to send him podcasts from Jay Shetty, or videos, or anything like that. For example, David Goggins. Anything. It could be anything that we both know, okay, it's gonna benefit us. So, bro, watch this, bro. This is mad. This is crazy. Literally, that's our conversation. If I'm not even joking, man. That's how it is. Literally, at that period of time. Now also it is like that, but of course reduced a little bit because I've become busy and he's become busy as well because of family responsibilities, but we haven't lost that bond. We're still in touch. So he also has gone to the gym. I mean, he told me he's take care of that. I appreciate Paz because he, like, I think before he started his working out on gym journey, he told me, bro, like, I need to get like this fit before I think some occasion was there and he needed to go for it. So he was like, bro, like, what can I do? And he came to me for advice. That strong male bond, that feeling is difficult to describe. When you know a man who is that capable and you're also a capable person, when they come and ask you, bro, like for an advice or something like that, that feeling is crazy. I go to him and ask him for advice as well. This is what a strong male bond is about. And in the way of the superior man, this aspect is covered a little bit. That book is not entirely about male bonds, strong male bonds, but it talks about a lot about why you should have it. And the best part, to sum everything down, is that it honors your masculine energy. Simple as that. That's how I will close this. It honors your masculine energy. When you're around more masculine energetic people, you'll understand. You'll be like, okay, wow. The feeling is different. You know how they say, like, a lot of, if you have seen, these guys, shit. I haven't been on social media for a while, so I forgot. But I think Alex Eubank was hanging out with the Trent twins, these three guys. And in every video, because the edits and everything are so crazy, they're off the charts. And in the comments, there were people commenting, bro, look at the amount of testosterone in this video, this and that. Like, that's what I mean, right? You honor masculine energy. So that's all I want to sum it down to. It's a different feeling. You feel it. See, start being aware and you will see, okay, how a strong male bond is actually benefiting you. And for someone who possibly is not in a position to experience this, or it's okay, I understand. See, that I'm not going to shit on you because you don't have friends or anything like that. You're here to improve. The first step you're doing is watching videos on self-improvement. Maybe it's me, maybe whoever it is, doesn't matter. That's the first step you have taken, is to watch self-improvement videos and then to implement them. Maybe you want to self-improve so you can become better at speaking to other people, having conversations, having friends. Right? So, watching videos to self-improve that way is okay. And if you don't have friends around you, or not, maybe don't have like strong male bonds, it's completely understandable. The way to, however, experience this would be that you go or do activities where you can find more people like that. Okay? Join boxing. Go rock climbing. Go for some endurance training where you know you're going to meet more men like that. Go for some jiu-jitsu wrestling class. I don't know what it is. Nowadays, you can literally go, I mean, I'm not pretty familiar with it, but I remember back then you could go on Facebook and you could see events. And you could literally go for any event that you want to go for. Like the people that are coming, literally. Just essentially, what I mean is networking, but with shared interests, you know? So maybe you can find that male bond that you're looking for in those places. Try it out and see. That's it for this video. always remember, you gotta think what the best version of you is gonna be doing and gotta be thinking always. Whenever there's a decision you want to make, whenever you're thinking something, whenever you're procrastinating, whenever you're slacking off, think what the best version of yourself is doing and make sure you're able to meet that person.